Now, a stunning new chapter in our unlocked and unsafe investigation.
This is another leaked video showing even more chaos and dysfunction inside Arizona's Lewis prison. Hard to believe it's real life, but it is. And it is happening in what is supposed to be a maximum security unit.
Tonight, ABC 15 investigator Dave Biscobing gives you another shocking look inside a place where so little is known and seen by the public.
It's November 8th, around 7 p.m. inside a maximum security unit. And yes, that's a fire. You're about to see several fires, some with 3 to 4 foot flames, inmates feeding them like campfires, both from cell trap doors and out in the open. Flames like this burning for almost a half an hour, officers watching it all unfold, until it gets so bad, it ends up like this.
What did you think when you saw this?
It's complete chaos and loss of control of an institution.
Carlos Garcia, a retired prison lieutenant and union rep, has been a vocal, open critic of the Arizona Department of Corrections, especially over the past month when he's blasted the department over the many broken cell doors we exposed inside Lewis prison.
They've lost complete control. This is not what you should see in a prison or what taxpayers want to see.
This video happened inside the RAST maximum unit of Lewis. It's new, just opened in 2014. The specific doors here do lock. It's the trap doors used to feed inmates or deliver medications that are broken. And don't let the size of them fool you. It's a major breach of security. On this day, it's all the inmates needed to take control.
When it comes to Lewis prison and the culture that's there, the inmates run it.
They are running it. This is complete proof that the inmates have complete control of the strings right now, and they're running it.
Independent experts tell me between the broken locks and this fire incident that Arizona may have the most dysfunctional prison system in America. The whole fire incident lasted for almost an hour, and we're about to take you through the most important and also the most interesting parts.
It starts with a single fire. As an officer walks in with an extinguisher, inmates start another fire just below them. You can see inmates like this one open their trapdoors as they please to literally add fuel to the fire.
Bottom line, if these trap doors weren't broken, this could not happen.
It would not happen.
More officers arrive, talk to the inmates, ask them to stop, but inmates instead throw things at officers. This one continues to add things like his shirt and toilet paper to the flames. Then one of the officers even gives the toilet paper back to the inmate. They don't stop. In fact, with 5 officers present, the inmate in cell 16 starts a second fire and adds to it right in front of staff. The officers then kick it around and off the balcony.
And there's no state of urgency.
Why aren't they just shutting this down, spraying this down, closing this up, and stopping it right here, right now?
That's the question. Someone is directing these staff to do the minimum. Let's get this out of their system. Let them.
And for a while, it looks like it works. Staff empty 2 inmates from a lower cell. They stop the top fires and appear ready to let it go and move on. But just 24 seconds after the officers leave, this inmate starts another fire, then uses his shirt to grow it. While that's happening, these 2 inmates throw out objects attached to strings.
These guys, they start flicking out these, what are these called?
Those are called fishing lines. They take string, and they can make string out of many things. At the end of it, they can put a packet of anything, like a packet of mustard, mayonnaise, anything weighted. And what they do is they throw it out, and then they can grab things.
So what do you think they're trying to grab? That fire extinguisher?
I think they were trying. That's what it looked like.
So they can't put out their fires?
Yeah, I think they're trying to fish for it.
The inmate over here gets his fire to ignite onto his shirt, throws it onto the rail. That's when an officer arrives and throws his hands up. A second officer then comes back with the 2 inmates, who are now allowed to run around with the fire blazing. They even help place new shirts on the fire, repeatedly, to keep it going. Then another fire. That's 2 fires, 2 inmates roaming, even helping, and just 1 officer. Flames over here getting pretty big, the officer leaning up on the rail between them.
It makes you wonder what's going on here that no one is containing this.
Right, like they've been instructed just to stand down.
Yes.
Somehow, at one point, this inmate gets out of his handcuffs and is just running around as this other inmate helps build a fire. The flames grow, inmates' outstretched arms repeatedly adding to it. Finally, these 2 inmates are placed back in their cells. It's been 30 minutes of chaos, 2 fires burning, feet into the air.
Here's the kicker. The point of view of the viewer right now, there was 2 important people watching them. One of them was the warden, herself and the deputy warden of this unit, who was watching this cluster going on and saying, we've got to minimize this. Yeah, they continue.
Garcia says the prison warden and deputy warden at the time told officers to stand down, hoping they wouldn't have to declare a critical incident.
Let's let this contain and hope we don't have to call a critical incident and move this up the chain.
And the language, if you get your eyes off of the fires and onto the staff, you see by their body language and the way they're looking, they seem a little perturbed that they can't do anything.
They have to stand by and do nothing.
They have to do nothing, because if they had their way, this would have been resolved.
At one point, before it got this bad, you can see the frustration in this officer kicking shut the trapdoor. It doesn't matter though. It's open shortly later.
We know these staff intimately. These are professional
And why
staff.
would the warden and deputy warden want them to stand down?
They don't want anybody to see this and bring out the message that we can't control our prison. They're in fear. I'm telling you, they're in fear. I can say comfortably, they are absolutely fear of this director.
Arizona Prisons Director Charles Ryan.
They don't want them to think that we can't control this environment with nothing. They're running on empty.
An environment with broken doors and broken trapdoors.
You're seeing it for yourself.
Eventually, inmates have 3 fires burning, flaming debris falling from the top level.
It looks like a volcano dripping lava over there.
The thick smoke filling the air so that you can barely see. The officers who finally arrive to pull inmates out from each cell covering their mouths to avoid breathing in the toxic air. In all, it took almost an hour for the prison to finally shut this down and remove the inmates. And most surprising, before we got this video, union leaders like Garcia say they never even knew about this.
I had no idea. I've never even heard of this.
You didn't even hear about this incident?
No.
Well, think about what that says. You hear about a lot, right?
A lot.
You work with a union, you were there 20 years, you got a lot of contacts.
You don't hear about this even from the staff.
So that just means that there's probably a lot of stuff that is so bad
Yeah.
that we're not even aware of.
You're not aware of it.
So you've never heard of this before?
No.
So, Dave, what does the department have to say about all this?
Well, today they called the incident deeply disturbing and unacceptable. And the 2 prison officials who ordered the officers to stand down, Deputy Warden Jeff Rohde and Warden Barry Larson, are now gone, effective today. Rohde just retired and Larson just resigned.
So what about Prison Director Charles Ryan and all this? What did he know about the incident?
Well, the department claims that Director Ryan had not seen this video until just a couple of days ago. They say official documentation from the incident was inaccurate and incomplete and clearly downplayed what had actually happened. And that just continues to show what our reporting has proven for the past several weeks. This is a department with a broken culture and with broken oversight. The evidence of problems is everywhere, and no one seems to fix it until it's made public.
Yep, such important reporting that you're doing. Thank you.
Well, we showed that fire video to outside corrections experts. They were appalled. They tell us they've never seen anything like it. One of those experts is David Starnes, who spent 27 years inside the California prison system.
It's just chaos. It's out of control. In a lockup unit, it's certainly by far the worst I've ever seen. I'm just surprised that the prison's not under federal receivership.
If you want to see the full unedited video and the rest of our unlocked and unsafe coverage, it's all on abc15.com/prison.